now joined by Ted Zoli, the engineer who designed the new Champlain Bridge. He joins us live in West Addison. Ted, thank you very much for joining us. What does it feel like for you? You started this thing, you put it out on paper. What does it feel like for you to see this bridge in its completion?
Well, this is certainly a big moment. I think in any sort of bridge, the last piece of steel, the topping off, it usually doesn't involve such a big piece of steel as lifting the arch. But here you really, I think, have, for the first time, the sense of the bridge and its completeness. And I would say it's a big moment for everyone, certainly for the contractor as well. So there's a lot going on right at the moment. We're about maybe 2/3 of the way through the lift. We should be finished by tonight. So this is probably the biggest milestone for the project. Is there a certain sense, maybe almost like a proud father, seeing this thing come to its conclusion? Yeah, I may be a little superstitious. I like it to be all done as opposed to the big milestones are important, but I'm ready to have it all completed in the next few months. But yeah, there's some sort of birthing process, I think, with any major bridge, and this is kind of the critical moment for this project in particular.
As a designer, what brought you an interest in bridge design as a whole and in working on this bridge specifically?
Well, as a structural engineer, maybe the best part about bridges is it's all structure, yeah, so that really your handiwork is on display, and I think it gives you a sense that every decision you make is an important one, and as a designer, I think that's what you look for. And I would tell you that any bridge design project is special in its own right when it's this scale. But for me, growing up in this region, and also just what a beautiful site this is, Lake Champlain with the Green Mountains and the Adirondack Mountains in the background, there couldn't be a more important site, I think, for a significant bridge. So it's a real pleasure and an honor to design something on Lake Champlain. And you talk about the area that the bridge is designed in, the area that you're working in. Did that area, you talk about the mountains on either side and just the overall beautiful vista, did that factor into your thoughts as you were designing the bridge? Because aesthetically, it has a nice flow to it. It does have a nice design. Did that play into it? Well, there's no question, and I think really the bridge echoes Charles Spofford, the original bridge's designer, what his sensibility was about this flowing arch form. And this is an unusual bridge in that both from Port Henry and really from just south of Addison, you can see the bridge in a pure elevation against the mountains as a backdrop. And I think that gives you a sense of just the flowing lines of the mountains and the flowing lines of the bridge. So that certainly was part of the inspiration of the design, and really in echoing some of the previous bridge was part of the inspiration. No question about that. And as you're looking forward, I mean, obviously this has been a situation that everyone's been monitoring closely and anxiously awaiting its construction and wanting to get it done, you know, as the summer rolled off. Was the process, maybe, I don't know if you speak on it as the designer, but did the process go as smooth as you and everyone else working there together had hoped? Obviously there were weather issues in the spring that people were dealing with. Did everything go as smoothly as it could have? You know, this has been, in a lot of ways, from the design perspective, a dream project. Getting through the environmental process so quickly and having the design come together in really 10 weeks was something that's very special and something that I think is remarkable about this project. Construction, although we've had a couple of setbacks that have been weather-related, construction has also gone quite smoothly, and we're at a big milestone today, and I think before the end of the year we'll have a bridge open, and that'll be important, I think, just in terms of having the region recover from what's the loss of a critical link. And the ferry's done a wonderful job, but there's nothing like a bridge in continuous traffic. And absolutely everyone who either lives on either side of the bridge or has been taking those ferries, the big question, how long is this bridge expected to last? Well, it's a great question, and we say 75 years plus. Our design code, that's what we use as our target, but this bridge is really, we've been very careful about making any part of this bridge that could wear out to make it replaceable. And so I would say we look for a nearly maintenance-free bridge for the first 75 years and some easy rehabilitation to extend its life for another 75.
Well, Ted, it certainly looks beautiful in the backdrop, and you couldn't have asked for a nicer day to get the final pieces in place. So I'm sure everyone's looking forward to when it opens. Ted Zoli, thank you very much for joining us. And like I said, as an expected father, keep your fingers crossed before those last rivets are thrown into place.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Susie?